Hello, this is Savage Juice TV with special guest here, Seth Gross. Thanks for coming in. Seth Gross is a South Dakota wrestler. He's an NCAA runner-up. He's the 7th most dominant wrestler in all of Division I. He's a 2-time World Team member. And he's a Big 12 champ and MVP of the tournament. Alright, so we just have a couple questions here for you, Seth.
Sounds good, sounds good. Thanks for having me today.
No problem. Thanks for being honest. So, first off, we're going to start with, you've had an outstanding wrestling career this far, and have been through a lot of adversity. Take us through how you were able to overcome these obstacles and get to the point where you are today.
You know, it's been a long journey, and you know, obviously it wasn't the way I expected things were gonna go, but things happen in life. You know, whether it be a dumb mistake you made or something happens to you that you can't control, like somebody passing away. You know, there's a lot of things that can happen to you, and it's figuring out how you're gonna deal with that type of stuff. Not just oh, something bad happened to me, I'm gonna feel sorry for myself and do whatever I want. It's taking what happened to you and using it as motivation instead of using it as the downfall of you. And a lot of people know I was at the University of Iowa my freshman year, and I got in some trouble, and it was something I did to myself. You know, it wasn't anything that happened to me. I made dumb choices and ended up getting kicked off the team there, and you know, it obviously wasn't what I planned. You know, I live my life in a way that I feel is pleasing to God, and I made a big mistake, and it's something I've had to live with. It's something that still crosses my mind. You know, I got in trouble for breaking into people's cars and taking stuff, and you know, there's some others involved, but you know, the biggest thing is this is something that I chose to do. And yeah, there's drinking involved, and that might have swayed my decision a little bit, but if you surround yourself with the wrong type of people and people that aren't on the right path, you're going to end up doing something stupid. So how I got to where I am today is instead of letting that mistake define who I am and just kind of bring me down, I've used it as motivation. And you know, I was lucky enough to get a second chance after that happened. After I was kicked off the Iowa wrestling team, you know, by the grace of God and by my coach here, I was lucky enough to land at South Dakota State University and get that second opportunity. And I think a big thing that's helped me step up in my wrestling career is just being able to know that I had this second chance, and now my story can be kind of something that other kids look at and kind of use. And you know, people are always getting in trouble, you know, making mistakes, and having somebody they can look up to and see, even after these mistakes, you know, I got back up and I figured out a way to get back to chasing my goals. You know, just having that story, it's been huge for me, and I know a lot of people are now watching my every move. So just kind of that's been huge in getting to where I am, I guess I'd say. And it gets harder and harder, you know, and you know, people are starting to expect things, and now I'm to that point in my career where I've kind of established myself as one of the top guys in the country, and you know, more and more people are looking at me. You know, more and more people are going to see my story, what happened to me, and you know, all I'm trying to do is give my best effort out there every single time I step on the mat and give the glory to God, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I mean, like I said, that's what motivates me, knowing that I was able to get that second chance, and now just getting that second chance and being able to give all the glory to God and having all these eyes on me now has really helped me, because you know, not everybody gets that second chance, and not everybody, you know, is lucky enough to be where I am. And you know, anytime, you know, somebody reaches out to me, you know, about what happened to me, or if they had something similar happen to them, you know, I'm gonna talk to them about it, you know, give them my perspective, what I think they should do. But just, yeah, that's how I've really gotten where I am, is, you know, through God, and you know, my coach being able to give me a second chance and using that as my motivation and why I do it. So yeah.
Awesome. So since we're on the topic of you being established one of the top wrestlers in the country, what goes through your head before you step on the mat? Like, do you get nervous for big matches? Because, I mean, if being in front of all them people, I don't know, I'd probably crap my pants. But what goes through your head when Seth Gross steps on the mat?
Honestly, if I'm wrestling, you know, in a little open tournament, the first tournament of the year, or I'm wrestling in the NCAA finals, I'm preparing the exact same way. I got a routine I like to do, and I'm gonna stick to that because, you know, a match is a match. You know, it's a wrestling match. It's not life. And, you know, I've been doing it since I've been 5 years old, so why should I get nervous before I go out there? You know, it's instinct to me when I go out there. I know what I like to do. I know what stuff I like to go to. So every time I step out on that mat, I kind of push everything aside and focus me versus my opponent. And you know, the thing I say to myself is every time I step on the mat, there's 3 people out there. All right, I'm out there, my opponent's out there, and God's out there. All right, and I know God's on my side. You know, and that's what really pushes me when I'm on the mat, and it kind of zones me into just getting to my stuff and knowing that I go out there and wrestle to the best of my ability. I know that nobody in the country can beat me. So like I said, you know, whether I'm wrestling a little open tournaments beginning of the year or that NCAA title match, I'm wrestling the exact same. I'm preparing the same way. I'm doing the same warm-up. You know, it's about sticking to that routine and knowing that no matter who you're wrestling, you know, you got to go out there and get after it.
Awesome. Wow. Those were some inspirational words. I am touched. So anyway, got a couple more questions for you. Looking forward, what goals do you have, and how do you plan on achieving them?
The goals I have, you know, I'm a strong believer in setting your goals as high as possible. And since I've been little, I've been wanting to be an Olympic champ, and that's the ultimate goal. But I mean, there's a lot of things I want to do along the way. You know, one of that's just being a good role model for people, following God, winning an NCAA title. You know, there's a lot of things that all are going to play into me getting to my ultimate goal of becoming an Olympic champ. And, you know, it goes a lot deeper than just wrestling. It's not you know, there's a lot of things to that. To being an Olympic champ, you know, you got to do the right things socially. You got to eat right. You got to sleep right. And you got to work hard, you know. Every little thing is playing into me eventually reaching my goals of being an Olympic champ. And, you know, moving forward, I just want to be the best person I can be, and, you know, the best friend I can be to people, the best boyfriend I can be to people, you know, really just the best person I can be, and, you know, giving the glory to God along the way. And, you know, that's what I think is ultimately going to help me reach those goals. You know, it's not going into the wrestling room every day or weightlifting room and going as hard as you can. Yeah, you got to do that, but everybody out there is doing that, you know. Every single person you wrestle, especially at the Olympic level, is doing all that stuff. So it's, what else are you doing? What type of person are you? You know, I really believe that stuff is going to come into play when you're wrestling that Olympic finals match. You know, did you go party with your friends 2 years ago and get messed up and do this, or were you in the wrestling room at midnight because, you know, you can't sleep because, you know, you got to outwork everybody? You know, it's stuff like that. And, like, it's being a good person, you know. Are you just mean to everybody, rude to everybody, you know? Are you the type of person that every time somebody walks through a door, you're going to hold it for them, you know, ask them how their day's going and stuff like that? I really think that's all important. And, you know, like I said, ultimate goal is being an Olympic champ. And, I mean, I honestly 100% know I can do it. And, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to get that done. And, you know, I still have some time till then, but, you know, just little steps at a time. You know, next goal upcoming season is to be an NCAA champ and a world champ. So I'm gonna keep improving every day, keep striving to be the best I can be in all areas of my life. So that's my goals and where I want to be in the future.
Lace up, kill.
Awesome. You know what? I think you're gonna do it, man. I do believe it. I am a believer. All right. Lastly, you know what? You have a lot of social media followers on all your accounts. I took a look, and really everywhere, all your videos. What do you have, like 25,000 followers on Twitter?
Yeah, like 22,000.
And I get sometimes you won't be able to see all their messages. So this is for all those people out there that are listening and are following you. So what would you say if you had any advice to give to those people who look up to you, and what would it be?
First off, I'd say know that wrestling's not everything in life. All right, if you make, it's a huge part of my life, but when I prioritize wrestling, that's around the time I got in trouble, is when I made wrestling the #1 thing in my life. I was kind of crazy about it, and that's kind of when I stopped focusing on God, stopped focusing on being a good person. It was just all I cared about was wrestling. And just remember, wrestling's not life, but to be successful in wrestling, it takes a lot of dedication and a lot of determination and work. So the advice would just be focus on becoming the best person you can be, like I was saying earlier, and things are going to fall into place for you. And secondly is don't let distractions distract you. It's easy to get distracted by the things that are going on, like guys smoking or drinking or any of that stuff. Stay focused on what you have to do to accomplish your goals. Surrounding yourself with the right group of people. Like this is a good saying I kind of like. If you're running a race and you run with the slowest group of people, yeah, you might win that race, but are you getting faster? Probably not. But if you go out and run with a group of people that you're going to get last in that race, yeah, you might get last in that race, but your time's going to be faster. And that's going to push you. And eventually you're going to catch those guys. If you run with guys that are slower than you, you're never going to get better. So same thing in life. If you're hanging out with people that aren't making the good decisions, how are you ever going to go up, right? So hang out with those people that have high goals, that want to be world champs, Olympic champs, and then you're bound to go up with them. So just being the best you can be and not letting the distractions distract you. And lastly, for me, it's not for everybody out there, but for me, I'm really strong in my faith, and knowing that I'm doing this for God is one thing that pushes me day in and day out. So that's the advice I'd give you guys, and never stop chasing your dream. Never give up. It might seem down sometimes. Like I said, things happen. You might make a stupid choice. Something might happen to you. A family member passing away, getting in a car accident. But never let things stop you. Never let mistakes define you or anything define you. It's never over. Never give up, and just keep getting after it. You can reach anything you believe in. So,
wow.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. And one more thing before we let you go, Seth, for being on. Am
I wrong for thinking that we could be something for